What's happened since Ireland's back-to-back wins against Greece last month?
Rifled into the bottom corner, Amber Barris. And Anna Patton bullets in the header.
Louise Quinn's poignant retirement announcement had us all choking back the tears.
Republic of Ireland international Louise Quinn has announced her retirement from the game.
But then, don't call it a comeback. The mighty Quinn decided she wasn't quite ready to hang those boots up.
I'm here to play. I'm here to fight for my position.
Captain Katie has been busy flying the Irish flag on the biggest stage. She arrived into camp 2 days ago as the Champions League winner. Don't call it a hangover. Now sharp minds are required as Ireland go into the last two games sitting second in Group B2. It's looking like they'll need to beat Slovenia by at least 4 on Tuesday in Cork to top the group. But first they need to overcome a Türkiye team that proved tricky opponents in Tala on match day 1.
The looping header is in. Kira Carusa. Where's this going to bounce off? Just wide.
It's Türkiye versus the Republic of Ireland. Kick-off is at 6 p.m. The Republic of Ireland sit second in Group B2 and Carla Ward says this game in Turkey is a must-win if they're to earn an automatic return to League A. Slovenia are top of the table with 12 points. Their game against Greece got underway half an hour ago. Slovenia currently with a 1-0 lead. And the good news is that Katie McCabe starts this evening, as does the Crystal Palace attacker Abby Larkin. Tony caught up with Abby a little while ago.
So Abby, you're starting, a big moment for you?
Yes, I'm really excited. I can't wait to show what I've got and stuff today. So
it's a gorgeous pitch. Well, it looks so gorgeous from this point of view. You were training it last night, is it good?
Yeah, it's a good pitch. I think all the girls like it, and yeah, we're excited to get going.
The sun going down and there's shade on one side. I guess you'll want the shade on your side for the first half.
Yes, I'd say so. Yeah, I think the sun is, I'd say it'd be a bit hot, so I'd rather just be cool in the shade. So.
Abby, it's 3 years almost since you got your goal for Ireland. It's about time you got another one. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, that could be in the plans tonight, so hopefully I get a chance and I put it away.
Yeah, I mean, you've scored for your club this year as well, so
yes.
Confident?
Yes, definitely, yeah. I have a lot of confidence right now and yeah, I'm just excited.
You had a good week in preparation, I would imagine, it seems. Squad morale good?
Yes, definitely. We're all coming together as a team, and yeah, I think we're all buzzing and we all have each other's backs tonight, so yeah, hopefully go out and get the win.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
I think we're all hoping there's a few goals for Abby on the cards. Welcome along. I'm delighted to be in the company of Niamh Fahey and Rihanna Jarrett. So Abby's starting and so is Katie McCabe. It is just under a week since she won that Champions League final. How much is Katie raising the game for Irish football on the international stage?
Yeah, it's huge. First Champions League win in over 17 years for Arsenal, and obviously having an Irish player such as Katie there to do it, I think it's massive. And you can see from the celebrations and just the profile around that win how big it is, and Katie's definitely leading that charge.
Yeah, she's been absolutely brilliant, Rihanna. Both of you have played with her. You came up through the ranks with her at underage level. She does have high standards, we know that. She demands a lot from those around her. But what's she like when you're on the pitch?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, she demands those standards and she demands that of her teammates. She gets that week in, week out at club level, and it's no different when she comes into international duty. She's the one then that's demanding more. You give away a bad pass, you're a little bit sloppy, you don't raise the tempo. She's the first person to call you out and demand those standards. And I think it's because she leads by example in the session. She's always giving it her all. She's always playing sharp movements. She gives you the ball as an attacker. She's looking to come under and receive it again. So definitely demanding.
Niamh, I'd say that's okay if you're a more experienced player or maybe have came up through the ranks with her like Rihanna. But is it difficult for the younger players to adapt to that level of intensity, especially from a captain? And if some of those younger players might be used to a captain putting their arm around them?
Yeah, I suppose it's a different type of leadership. I mean, Katie say it herself, she's Katie when she probably tried not to be at the start, but that's her style. She is demanding, she is vocal, but yeah, maybe as a younger player it's probably a little bit intimidating when you're coming into a Katie McCabe probably dressing room, just in terms of how she portrays herself. But I think that's also who she is, and she has to kind of stay true to herself, and that's why she's a Champions League winner, and she expects that from the group. And yeah, that can be tough, I'd say, as a younger player, but it shows the level that you have to get to, and she's not going to apologise for how she is and how she is as a player, which is serving her well obviously so far.
Yeah, she was a younger player herself once as well and came into that Arsenal dressing room, ended up going to Glasgow for a while and back. But look, players like yourself, Emma Byrne, Yvonne Tracy, Ciara Grant, they paved the way for all the young players, the likes of Katie, to have careers in England. How much of an impact did those girls, I know you're not much younger than them, but just have on Irish football and the sacrifices that they made?
Thanks for pointing that out, Marie. That's very kind. No, not much younger, but the three girls you mentioned there, Emma, Ciara, Yvonne, were huge for, I think, for all girls in Ireland. Moving over to Arsenal when they were in their start of their careers, it wasn't a full-time professional setup. They went there to play at the highest level they could, get employment over there as well, different types of job roles. So having them visible as FA Cup winners, I used to watch them on the BBC lifting the FA Cup and try to be aspiring to be them one day. So for those girls, what they've done for a lot of generations of footballers that came after them, and now Katie being a Champions League winner, she's also referenced it, how much it means to her watching the three girls with that Champions League trophy, and now she's part of that illustrious group. So massive achievement for her, and also huge credit to the three girls that have done it before.
Yeah, and yourself as well. There's a lovely connection between the Arsenal women and the Ireland women. We're going to go to Tony now. Tony, we've heard that Katie McCabe and Abby Larkin are starting. What is the rest of the team news?
Yes, well, welcome to Istanbul, and the Irish team includes, of course, Brosnan in goal, Mannion, Patton, Jessie Stapleton and Katie McCabe at left back this evening. So she didn't play the last day because of suspension, of course, so she's in instead of Megan Campbell. We were concerned after her exertions, after her triumph in the Champions League, whether she'd be okay. There was also a bit of a concern that she had a bit of a calf injury, and obviously there's two games to consider, not just tonight, but also the game against Slovenia in Cork on Tuesday as well. But Katie, as you say, starts. And also back in the team, playing at number 6, wearing number 6, is Megan Connolly. So she's into the side instead of Tyler Tolan from the last day. Denise O'Sullivan and Marissa Shiva also in midfield. Abby Larkin, Amber Barrett and Lucy Quinn, the strike force for Ireland. Hopefully they'll be the ones to get the goals this evening and set up that big game in Páirc Uí Chaoimh next Tuesday. From the Turkish point of view, two changes. Beşiktaş's Hançer is in. She's a striker. They've a defender and a midfielder sitting out. Another midfielder from Essen, Mirashin, comes in. And I understand that Seker will revert to fullback. She was a striker the last day. Ozev sits out and Kirkin misses out as well. We've got a Bulgarian referee, Kristina Georgiev. 2,000 fans expected here. It's a lovely little stadium. We mentioned the fact that the pitch is so nice. It really is good. A capacity of about 5,000. We're expecting 2,000 of an attendance here this evening. Would you believe 21 Irish fans? There are as many security as there are Irish fans looking out for them, I suppose. But hopefully they'll get plenty to shout about over the next 90 minutes or so.
Thanks for that, Tony. I would say Tony probably knows all of the 21 fans as well. Earlier on, though, he'd spoken to Carla Ward. Let's hear from her.
Carla, this is a game you must win, obviously. Your captain, Katie McCabe, starts. Tell me the thought process behind that after the week that she's had.
Exactly that. It's a must-win game. We have to go out there and get the result, and I think Katie can play a huge part in that. Yes, she's had a big week, but listen, she's one of the most dedicated professionals, certainly to the Irish team I've worked with.
And what are you expecting from her tonight? I mean, you know, she's nominally left back as per usual. Is that where you expect her to be the most threatening in the game?
Yeah, of course. I think, look, she allows us to build deep. She allows us to get up the pitch together, and I think she's somebody that, you know, can create a lot from deep. So she's somebody that, you know, she's an exciting player, and what I expect from her is a captain's performance, as she always gives, and she's just hugely important to us. And, you know, there can't be a question about leaving her out. It really can't. She has to, you know, in a game like this, the magnitude of it, we have to win it. So you need your best players on the pitch, and she's certainly one of them.
Megan Connolly has played as a centre half in this campaign already. Is she in the 6th role tonight? What are you expecting from her?
Yeah, look, Meg's an experienced pro, somebody that we know that can link the play, somebody that can drop in if we need her to, but also give us that little bit of added security in front of the back line. But look, she's a top pro, she's in form, she's come back, she's been tremendous in these last couple of days, so yeah, good opportunity for her.
Abby Larkin starts. We spoke to her a short time ago. She's excited, but I think looking forward to it.
Yeah, look, I think Abby's. I said to her actually, I think this is her first start under myself, and she's come on in most games and done really well, and she offers you something a little bit different. She's pacey, she's good 1v1. She can cause problems in areas I believe we can get at Turkey. So, yeah, look, I'm looking forward to seeing what she does from the start.
Amber Barrett over Kira Caruso, was that one that you took a bit of time over?
Yeah, look, they're both top players, as is Saoirse, and I think they've all three, given me headaches. But Kira's coming back from an injury. We've got to manage her. We've got to manage minutes. She's played 11 minutes and 29 minutes, so she hasn't got a lot of minutes under her belt. So we've got to make sure we protect her. We're going to need her in both games. So that was the thinking behind that as well.
And finally, Louise on the bench. Will we expect to see her at some point this evening?
You never know. You never know.
Well, listen, the very best of luck to you and the team tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Darren. Really appreciate it.
So many talking points there, Rihanna. For you, what is the most significant team news?
I think Amber starting up front. I think Amber has 2 goals in 4 games across the campaign so far. So she'll obviously back herself. We've all seen interviews from Amber. We all know how confident she is in herself. So I'm excited to see how she goes on. And obviously Megan Connolly stepping into midfield. We're used to probably seeing Rusha in there, who's technically very good. But I think Megan might offer that little bit more in terms of allowing the rest to get forward. So definitely looking forward to that.
Niamh, we usually see Megan Connolly in that more defensive role in Italy. We're seeing Amber there, and no doubt she'll be delighted to start. But from Megan Connolly's perspective, is it going to be difficult for her to adapt to that role, going from being a central defender to that more holding role in midfield?
Yeah, I think the benefit of having Megan in there, she's played a lot in midfield for Ireland, and I think she does that role well. She can play at the back comfortably, and also in Lazio she's very comfortable on the ball. It's going to be a slight difference in terms of playing with your back to goal. That can take a bit of an adjustment, especially when you're used to facing as a defender forward. But I think Megan has all the capabilities and tools to be able to transition easily, and also, as Rihanna mentioned, she gives you a nice balance of that defensive cover as well, while also being good technically on the ball for the build. So I can't see it being too much of an issue for Megan.
Let's move on to Carla's philosophy, Rihanna. We know that she's very much wedded to it, and at times it looks like this Ireland team maybe aren't as comfortable with how she wants them to play. There have been a few teething problems.
Yeah, I think from the first 4 games, you can see here we're forcing ourselves into corners, playing into Turkey's hands here. We need to switch out the play. The centre-backs need to split that little bit quicker. Turkey have dropped in and defended really well there, but we've played into their hands and we've offered the ball back to them. And against a better opposition, we've been punished. And I think you can see that in the Slovenia clips here. It's sloppy. There's space then in behind, which on the transition we're struggling to get bodies back. So I think that we need to be better in possession. We need to take care of the passing, whether that's recycling, whether that's making the pitch as big as we can, especially today. We know how compact that Turkey are going to be here. Slovenia put us under pressure, and once again we're back running towards our own goal. As I said, Turkey aren't the greatest level of opposition today, but they've done very well in Tala to keep the ball in front of them. We were unable to create too many scoring opportunities, and at the end of that game they were unfortunate not to get an equaliser at that as well. As we spoke about, once again, bodies running back towards our own goal from us being in comfortable possession, especially in those central areas. We can't afford to turn over possession like we did in those couple of clips.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty of areas that need improving. We have a very quick break to take, but stay with us though. We'll be hearing from one of Donegal's finest footballers, Amber Barrett, after these. Thanks to her goal against Scotland, which booked Ireland's place at the 2023 World Cup, Amber Barrett's position among the legends of Irish football is assured, but she's far from done yet and is ready to be a leader for this team under Carla Ward.
Amber Barrett, Republic of Ireland striker.
It was a big week for your international captain, Katie McCabe, winning the Champions League with Arsenal, and you gave her a great welcome back into camp. Has that bonded the group a little bit more even?
Well, I think firstly you have to applaud the unbelievable achievement that it was. I will say that the way everybody was going on about it, you'd think that the Queen was coming into town. But it is a brilliant achievement by her, and we're very proud of her.
2025 so far is 4 appearances, 2 goals. That's a good return.
Yeah, I think that, I think obviously there was a big transition after the knockout game against Wales, that, you know, there's a lot of things that go through your mind when there was the transition of the new coaches coming in, and every new coach coming in is a new opportunity for you, whichever way you look at it. It can be a really good one or it can be a really negative one. 4 appearances, 2 goals, like that's more than I had last year in terms of my goal return, so it's something I want to keep building.
Amber Barrett has got the legs here on Katsu. Might fancy going all the way herself, and does. Fabulous goal. Rifled into the bottom corner.
I've always tried in many ways to make it difficult for coaches to leave me out. Sometimes it was easy for them to leave me out. Sometimes I thought it was more difficult, but I was left out anyway. It's always about how you react afterwards. Don't give them a reason to drop you again.
The game's coming up. Obviously, we have to win against Turkey to have any chance of topping the group. But then the game against Slovenia could be all or nothing in terms of goals. Definitely need to have your shooting boots.
Tuesday doesn't matter until we get a result. But then, of course, turning around to Tuesday, hopefully winning tomorrow, we know that, like I think we knew fairly early doors that we were going to have to, you know, we were going to need to put goals away to hopefully top the group.
There's another World Cup looming. You had an experience of one, maybe not enough from your own point of view. Is that a target?
I think 100%. Brazil for a World Cup will be crazy. It'll be, I'd say, everything you want from a World Cup. It's the home of football, isn't it, in many ways. And yeah, I think with this team, obviously after the Euros disappointment, I think fairly soon after that, the focus reshifted again. I have to lift my performances to get up to everybody else's level, that we can put Ireland in the best position to qualify. And if we did, that would be, you know, another dream come true.
It'd be nice to score a World Cup goal, wouldn't it?
It would be nice, but I think I'd say it would be nicer to score another one to get us into one. I'd take that over a World Cup goal any day of the week.
Amber Barrett in on goal. Amber Barrett makes the breakthrough.
Amber, I wish you nothing but success. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Tony.
Well, at this stage, Niamh, I think it would be great to see anyone score a goal, whether it be Abby or Amber or the centre-backs, because we do need more, don't we?
Yeah, 100%. We're really lagging behind on our goal difference against Slovenia. If we have the, you know, thoughts of automatically qualifying, and we do win tonight, that goal difference is going to be huge. So, yeah, we need to score goals, and we also need to keep them out as well.
I know one of the things that has been remarked on, Rihanna, is trying to be more creative, especially in wide areas. Do we have the players out there this evening to do that?
I think with Abby Larkin, I think she's shown glimpses in her time in the international level. You can see it in patches in games, and as Carla's spoken about, it's her first opportunity to start in this campaign. She's coming off probably one of her better seasons with Crystal Palace this year. She's played a lot more football than when she first went, so I'm excited. She spoke a little bit in her own interview about having the confidence and that she backs herself. Obviously, Tony alluded to she hasn't scored herself in 3 years, but I think if they can give her the confidence and the guidance that she does have the capabilities to do well in those wide areas, we're going to need to exploit the 1v1 situations when we get there, and then it's down to the likes of Amber to be in the box to make those opportunities count, so hopefully she can create.
What about Turkey, Niamh? What kind of an opposition and what kind of a challenge are they going to be?
Well, we saw from the first game at Tala, obviously pitch conditions were less than ideal. That was a difficult game. They're direct, and they showed that they were well organised, and when a team is well organised at any level, it's difficult to break down, and especially we haven't been so fluid in possession. So I think, again, it could be a difficult night for us. It depends how we turn up, how we're moving the ball. We need to move it quickly, and as Rihanna says, those wide areas are going to be key, because there's not going to be much space. So the likes of Abby Larkin, Lucy Quinn, being able to get at their player 1v1 and create something is going to be huge and key in this game. So yeah, it could be a difficult night, but hopefully we've learned the lessons where we've had to improve and can show up tonight.
You're very well placed to look at the defence, and usually when we're previewing games we speak very little about the 4 or the 3 or the 5 at the back, but just given the fact there's been such a transition, is it a bit of a concern how we're going to be setting up at the back?
To be honest, I think most of our troubles have been caused by ourselves. We've overplayed at times, we've been very sloppy in possession. It hasn't really been transitions have caused us problems. So I think when we're trying to play and overplay in the wrong areas, that's when we've looked vulnerable, and we've been exposed in the areas that you're leaving due to the back 4. So it's not a concern if we choose the right moments to play. It doesn't have to be always playing out from the back, and just being a bit smarter and clever in those should limit the opportunities for opposition.
OK, well, we're going to find out very soon how it's going to go because it's almost time for kick-off. Let's cross over now to our big match commentary team of Anya Gorman and first Des Kern.
Well, thank you, Marie, and good evening, everyone. Back in February, Kira Carusa's first-half stoppage goal in Tala against Turkey earned Carla Ward a debut win as Republic of Ireland manager. Some ups and downs since, but now 2 games to go in the group, and most likely a win needed here to take it all down to Tuesday's final game against Slovenia at Parc y Cuivre in the quest to earn promotion back to the top tier. Turkey, well, they've struggled as an attacking force in the group, just 1 goal scored, but that goal was good enough to beat Greece here on match day 2. And any trip to Istanbul usually promises a stern challenge. Stadium in Istanbul, the Republic of Ireland's third and final away game of the group, and the previous 2 really poles apart, the 4-0 defeat in Slovenia and the 4-0 win in Greece. So what does this evening hold in store, we wonder. We'll also keep an eye on Slovenia, Greece and Ljubljana. We can tell you half-time there, it is a 0-0 to Slovenia. Their teenage striker Zara Kramzar has scored for the 5th straight game in the group, so certainly one to watch again come Tuesday. Of immediate concern, it is Turkey. A referee comes from Bulgaria, Kristina Georgieva. And just the brief team news, Nejla Kurasa very consistent in her team selections through the opening 4 games, and she'll go with 9 of the 11 that started the opening win in Tala, or the opening loss in Tala. The significant looking absentee, right winger Elif Keskin, who's named on the bench, having impressed in Dublin. She also scored the only goal in the group so far for Turkey, the matchday winner here against Greece. And Sheda Abrahamsson, the centre-half, the former Swedish underage international, has been pass fit to start. And just from an Irish point of view, 3 changes from the win against Greece. Katie McCabe, as has been mentioned, back 6 days after her Champions League final victory for Arsenal against Barcelona. Megan Campbell, Abby Larkin also in. Rusha Littlejohn held in reserve. Leanne Kiernan missing out through injury. So those are the main bullet points ahead of kick-off. Anya Gorman alongside me. Anya, what are you expecting here?
Yeah, looking forward to the game, Des. I think Turkey will be tough opposition to break down. So it's up to us how we move the ball, our ball speed. If we can't go through them, can we go around them? Excited to see Abby Larkin in the team as well, because I think she offers something different. She can get at players in 1v1s as well. And Katie McCabe's obviously back in the team after her big Champions League win and her celebrations too. But I think she'll be looking to attack down that left-hand side too, with Louise Quinn just coming into pockets as we've seen in previous games.
The Turkish domestic season ended about 4 weeks ago, so that would be a factor in terms of the home-based players and fitness levels. But just in terms of Turkey's approach, I wonder, Anya, they dropped right off in Tala, as we saw in the opening game in the group. Will they be more ambitious, I wonder, at home? And if so, that could play into Irish hands.
Absolutely. I think if we can get them to come out a little bit more, we can exploit the space in behind. They're happy to sit in behind the ball like they were in Tala Stadium. It will be a difficult night for us, and they did look threatening on the counter-attack. Keskin, I think maybe she's carrying Inigo going into the game, because I thought she was one of their main threats in Dublin.
The Republic of Ireland chasing a big finish now to this group as they look to continue to push that crushing November playoff loss to Wales into the distance. If they do finish second here, if they ultimately can't overhaul Slovenia, then they will face a playoff against a third placer from League A, and that is currently Austria, Iceland, Portugal and Denmark. 3 of those 4 heading to the Euro 2025 finals in the summer. Austria the exception. So just about set to get underway. It was wretched conditions in Tala on the opening night. It is beautiful conditions in Istanbul as the sides lock horns for just the second time ever. 1-0 the Republic of Ireland. Kira Caruso's goal in added time at the end of the first half separated them when they met first time around. We are underway in the second meeting of the sides. Here is Ebru Topçu heading towards the 100 cap mark now. Comes off the head of Megan Connolly. Tidied up by Abby Larkin and Aoife Mannion, who's been one of those certainly to deliver consistently in terms of performance in this group. Aoife Mannion getting her first touch, started the recent FA Cup final, albeit in defeat for Manchester United. And now Anna Patton, who's Aston Villa, finished the season 5 wins in a row. First involvement for Katie McCabe. Amber Barrett, a willing runner, in behind Gulbin Hus, but deemed offside.
Yeah, it's a good ball in by Katie McCabe, and I think we need to look when Turkey have stepped forward, can we exploit them space in behind, and Amber just needs to time her run in to get in behind, and that's one of Amber Barrett's strengths. Straight away you can see how Turkey are set up. They are sitting off a little bit. I think it's Peckel out on the right, Jin out on the left hand side, and Secker, who played as a more attacking player in Tala Stadium, is playing right back.
Mannion closed down quickly by Turkoglu. Mannion happy to go back to Anna Patton and across now to Jessie Stapleton. Just see Megan Connolly in that 6th position, trying to find those spaces but being picked up. Hanchar dropping in there. So Ireland having to find another route out here. Stapleton whips it out to the left-hand side.
Yeah, and early doors there, as you can see Katie McCabe getting high and wide on that left-hand side. So it's the players like Katie McCabe who need to find higher up the pitch. Can we get the ball into the niece in that central area as quick as possible, drag them in to go back out wide and get balls in the box. Something I don't think we did well enough against Greece. We didn't get enough crosses into the box, we didn't get enough shots on goal.
She's played a huge amount of football this season, Katie McCabe. Arsenal, all competitions, 42 games. She started 38 of them. Testament to her fitness levels that she's thrown straight in here. Aoife Mannion smuggles it inside to Denise O'Sullivan. Almost got that one through. Picked off by Miriam Chow. Now Topçu out towards that far side. Headed inside to Hanchar. Need to use that pace of Peckel out wide. Centre forward in Dublin, wide right here. Peckel gets her cross in. Hanchar to guide that header goalwards. Anna Patton got a foot across to block it.
Yeah, Anna Patton in a good position. You can just see the threat. Peckel, Hanchar linking up and getting bodies in the box.
Turkey up from League C. And so far, 1 win, 3 defeats, involved in 3 games that ended 1-0 will tell you a lot. So they've They've been in games, but not scoring goals. It breaks away from Marissa Shiva. And in turn, out of Jivalek. Sullivan. It's beyond Megan Connolly and forces Jessie Stapleton to slide in. Chow. Connolly picks up the pieces. Nice little change of direction from Abby Larkin. And Patton across to Stapleton once more.
Good moment for Megan Connolly. I think she's probably in there as well, just to pick up them bits and pieces as well, just protect that back four.
We saw her in a back three at the World Cup. We see her in a back three with Lazio. So she'd have that ability to drop in between Pattleton and Stapleton, and as you said, Katie McCabe high on the left. You see Aoife Mannion get forward quite a lot as well. So a little bit of fluidity and flexibility in this Irish lineup. Quick feet from O'Sullivan and Shiva to Lucy Quinn. Backed up by McCabe. Quinn again, O'Sullivan always looking for it. Space to step into here. Foot went in from Gulbeen Huz. Referee happy with the challenge. Good up-tempo start here from Carla Ward's side. Shiva. Maybe not the right ball that time.
Yeah, it's just a pass, the decision-making, I think, lets us down there. But good little interlink between Katie McCabe and Lucy Quinn to find Denise in the pocket over the far side. And look, I think could have been a free kick, but the referee doesn't give it, and we come out the other side, and Marissa Shiva finds herself in that pocket. Denise found herself on the opposite side of the pitch, and it was just the decision, I think, and the execution of the pass in space. But you can see there is spaces there. If we can suck them into them little pockets, then we can get the ball back out wide and exploit the space.
Well, Slovenia haven't taken long in adding to their tally in the second half. Lara Prashnikar adding to the first half goal from Zara Kramzar, so 2-0 now in Ljubljana, as they look set to make it 5 wins from 5, Slovenia. They've been the star turn in this group so far, as it stands on course for automatic promotion to the top tier. Quite a rise for them. O'Sullivan, strong challenge coming in from Jivalek. And Patton happy to slow it to walking pace.
Looking for Hanchard to step out and maybe just entice her in so we can break a line. Ball speed is key though, Des, as well. You can slow it down, when you exploit the gaps, you need to be able to change the tact and the tempo to play.
Stapleton put some zip on that pass out to McCabe. Just trying to feed one in behind.
Yeah, I think they're good passes we're trying to play, Des. Give them something to think about. Keep risking the ball in behind. They're the right areas to do it in.
Barrett. Saw how physical Huz and Abrahamson were with Kira Caruso in the first game. So Barrett will have to stand up to that here. Okay, looking for some movement into Barrett she goes. Huz right on her back. Chow there as well.
We win a corner kick, and you know how key set pieces are for us as well, and Anna Patton's been in good form.
It's going to be Megan Connolly across to take it. Plenty of good options in there to attack this one. Jessie Stapleton amongst the goals in her first 13 caps. Anna Patton, 3 in her first 14. Abby Larkin right there at the back post. Needs a good delivery. Megan Connolly's found one. Headed away at the near post by Shikare. This is picked up by Shiva. Back in by Connolly again. Attacked and won by Hanshar. Sullivan. Shiva for Mannion. It's positive in her passing, looking forward. Connolly has stayed out there. Decent looking ball, that one as well. Patton unable to escape. Not long until Ireland have it back though.
Yeah, a nice little ball there around the corner by Megan Connolly, and she's probably not the ideal player we want in that position. Anna Patton in the space trying to get in behind their back four.
Interesting to see these Carla Ward selections as the group goes on. She picked the 11 for the first Turkey game based on just 2 training sessions. Larkin up against Jivalek. Gets her cross in as well. Amber Barrett couldn't get on the end of it. Good work from Abby Larkin down that right-hand side. Turkey looking for a free kick that wasn't coming.
Yeah, and that's what we thought Abby Larkin would bring, just them 1v1s. Great little 1-2 with Denise O'Sullivan. And she gets a good ball into the box.
Very positive in everything she does, Abby Larkin. Always looking to beat her marker, provide or get a shot away herself.
The next thing is now can we have more bodies in the box. There's Stamber attacking that time. We need to get bodies in the box.
Here's Shikar. He's gone from left wing in the opening game to right back. Showing her versatility. Here goes Katie McCabe. That comes off Shikar. And into the waiting hands of the captain, Shelda Akgöz, who's just won the title. Fumjet, the side based in Ankara. Second league title of her career. Megan Connolly meets it on the half volley. Headed away by Shikar, up in the air from Chal. Tapped by Chopchu. And the ball forward towards Mirai Jin. Under pressure from Mannion, unable to keep it in play. Larkin. Time and space now for Jessie Stapleton. McCabe sets it in front of Patton. Brosnan.
Yeah, and Turkey are just happy to keep the ball in front of them, just shift side to side.
It's taken it again, lovely weight on the pass. Ireland working 1 and 2 touch, and McCabe has released Shiva. McCabe wants it back again. Pass wasn't quite there from Marissa Shiva. Chal a little sloppy in her distribution as well, but here's Hanchar. It's giving Stapleton a bit of work to do, and Hanchar a chance there to release Melakai Pekel. Pass a little bit too heavy and get Patton her chance to get across.
Played the free kick well. Again, that was a nice ball. Turkey looked to press from the goal kick, and a Patton gets on the ball, breaks the line. Nice little ball into Marissa Shiva. And then we're out, and then Aoife Mannion tried to play one into Amber Barrow. It's just that final pass that's letting us down at the moment.
Excellent feed from Chopchu. Dink over the first challenge, a little weave away from pressure. To her 12th year as a senior international, Ebru Topçu. Closing in on that 100 cap mark. Little ball turned inside by Chal. Topçu again trusted under pressure from Shiva. Space at a premium here. Topçu's done superbly, and they've worked their way out of that well. And then put on it by Jin. Shikar. Red shirts pushing forward here in this attack. Pekel inside to Chal. Ireland back goal side, Abrahamson. Movement ahead in towards Hanchar, not a bad ball either. With the physical presence that she brings, but a nudge in the back of Jessie Stapleton.
Yeah, good play by Turkey. They're not afraid to play either, Des. You can see that little triangle down the left-hand side. Topçu, I think key in it. Switch of play then out by Jin, out to the far side of the pitch, and it's not a bad ball in, but Hanchar just pushes Jessie Stapleton in the back.
Starting to put herself about Kader Hanchar of Besiktas. Goal scorer at Turner's Cross in a underage qualifier against the Republic of Ireland a few years ago. Shiva back with Stapleton, and now Patton. A step in here. Pressure comes from Turkoglu, who gets across. O'Sullivan shoved in the back by Abrahamson. Games into her new season. North Carolina courage ever present, as you would expect. Denise O'Sullivan there.
Yeah, and we win a free kick in a good area after some good play, just finding the space in the pockets.
Katie McCabe and Megan Connolly, the two options here. Chow. It's a two-person wall for Akos. Well, we've reached a consensus in terms of the free kick. Megan Connolly heading for the penalty area. A little bit of pushing and shoving involving Jessie Stapleton. Here's McCabe heading in Stapleton's direction. She won the header as well. Just couldn't angle it back across goal where O'Sullivan and Barrett were lurking.
Yeah, you can see what they're trying to do here. Des, great ball in by Katie McCabe just to get Jess Stapleton to get it back across the goal, but she wasn't able to get the power on it.
You can see when Turkey are trying to get it through Chow. Denise O'Sullivan's keeping an eye on that. So we saw Megan Connolly being picked up at the other end. Both sides with lessons learned from the first meeting. Loose pass from Jivelek, picked off by O'Sullivan. Mannion. Movement in towards Barrett, who's asked to hold it up, dealt with in physical fashion by Abrahamson. The home fans and the home players not happy with that.
Yeah, Amber does well there. That's a good ball in by Aoife Mannion, and I think she can read that she's going to come through the back of her. It's definitely a free kick.
And she'd have been expecting this tonight, Amber Barrett. Abrahamson, who represented Sweden up to under-23 level. Throwing a lot at senior level in with Turkey. She's made a quick impact, just over a year in the side. A career that's taken in her homeland, as well as Spain and Italy and Czechia. Inchar detailed to pick up Stapleton here. Topchu organising, along with Peckel. This time, Stapleton looking to get on the end of it again, which she did. No one there to profit. And Topchu can launch it away for the home side.
It's obviously a free kick they've worked on in training, Des, and it's good balls in. Jess Stapleton's just not able to get the power on it to get it back cross goal.
McCabe. Megan Connolly. Turkoglu in, Abby Larkin, good delivery. Up in the air from Abrahamson. Child didn't get a whole lot on her clearance. Patton just looking to cushion it into the run of Amber Barrett. Just a reminder, lest you need a reminder, that Slovenia on course to make it 15 points in 5 games. The Republic of Ireland starting here on 9. So a win is a must to make Tuesday night a deciding game in terms of automatic qualification. Turkey still within that, with an outside shot of grabbing second spot if they win here. Round the corner from Shiker. And safety first from Stapleton. Does go to Tuesday, it will still be a big ask after what happened in Slovenia. Beaten by 4 goals to nil, a Slovenian side that, well, through 5.5 games and more now has conceded just a single goal in the group. McCabe rolls it forward, breaks off Barrett. Forward by Abrahamson. Patton as Hanchar sets off again. Now Jin looking to pressurise, and she'll go all the way here. Taken on the chest by O'Sullivan. Jivelek. Forced backwards, but she's got the bounce of the ball there, Jivelek. Larkin gets a toe in. Whistle gone.
think it's just Anissos trying to recover there. Gives away the free kick.
Carla Ward obviously coming away from home, you'd love the comfort of an early goal. That has not come. As Abrahamson sends it forward again. Good win in the air from Patton. Larkin. Mannion cleverly dropping off to give her that ball to play. And Abrahamson's touch a loose one.
Yeah, and Aoife Mannion there just knows she's in trouble, thinks forward, plays it into the right space, and we win a throw-in. Doesn't always have to be perfect, Des.
Battle for a spot at club level with the Canadian international Jade Riviere.
Yeah, and she's came into the Ireland team, Des, and I think she's done surprisingly well in that full-back position as well. I predominantly still think her best position is centre-back, so that's a credit to herself.
She's been excellent so far. Cap number 16 for Aoife Mannion now. Missed out on her shot at going to the World Cup through injury. O'Sullivan, that slaloming style. But between them, Topchu and Chal forming a strong defensive barrier just in front of those centre halves.
Yeah, Des, at the moment I just think everything's a little bit in front of them. Abby Larkin got the ball there, sucked out their left back, and there's actually space to just roll the ball in behind, but we need the run to get in there, and we choose to go inside and play in front of them again. And that's making it easy for them. I think we need to give them a little bit more to think about, maybe risk the ball a little bit more in them forward areas.
Stapleton reacting sharply. An Irish squad without the likes of Heather Payne, Leanne Kiernan, Jess Sue, Lily Agg and Jamie Finn. Still you look to the bench and some good attacking options if and when Carla Ward might need them.
Yeah, and lots of experience on the bench as well, and Meg Campbell and Louise Wynn.
Patton sprays it across McCabe. A delicate first touch to get her facing forward, playing forward. Stenius scoring the goal for Arsenal, a famous win against Barcelona to become European champions.
Serious result, Des.
Stapleton on the direct route towards Amber Barrett. Again, you can see how touch-tight Huz is. Decision given against Barrett though. Just offside.
Yeah, it's close though, but there is the space. I don't think there's anything wrong with the ball. Amber just needs the time to run a little bit better, and she's fast enough to get there. And like I said early in the game, that is their strength. But we know that Huz and Abrahamson are going to be quite physical back there, and they let Ciara Crusoe know that in the first game in Dublin.
Gin, born in Germany and came through one of the biggest clubs in terms of the women's game, Wolfsburg. Tarkulu, clean challenge from Stapleton, and Larkin looks towards Shiva. Topchu pressurising straight away. Mirai Jin again. Pekka. Abrahamson. Now Jivalek. Stray pass though, no chance there for Jin as she was getting across. Topchu wins it back again though.
Yeah, and they're the moments, Des. You can see us, we're sitting back on more of a mid-low block as well, and we win the ball back. We need to be able to exploit the space they leave.
Good strength there from Hanchar to hold off Stapleton. Here goes Jin, lovely ball in behind Mannion. Jivalek across, and Hanchar goes to ground, looks imploringly towards the referee for a penalty. That's not going to come. But that's set in motion by the strength and the hold-up play of Hanchar.
Good link up by Hanchar and Jin, who've just came into the team as well. You can see the threat they are going forward.
Beautifully weighted ball fed in behind for Jivalek. Cross looked a good one. Chiquer. Hakel from support on the overlap. Maybe Chiquer's better option might have been to cross herself. Good tracking back by Lucy Quinn.
Yeah, good recovery run by Lucy Quinn. You can see it's Ireland now that's sitting back in that low block and just giving Turkey the ball. There's nothing wrong with that. I think if we can stay compact and organised it and win it and then exploit them, the space on the counter-attack, it should give us good opportunities going forward. And this was the moment here that it looks like Jess Stapleton might have caught Hanchar's ankles on the way, clipped them on the way across, so maybe it's a let off for Ireland.
She's definitely a handful, Hanchar. She ended the domestic season with 15 league goals. They're pressurising high up here, forcing a heavy pass. Good little period this in the game for the home side as we head towards the half-hour mark. $15 or so to go in Ljubljana. Still Slovenia 2, Greece 0. Sullivan, a bit of work to do there to extricate herself. 3 red shirts around her.
Yeah, good play by Denise and get herself out of that little compact space. And I'm not exactly sure what Anna Patton was trying to do, but the ball goes out for a Turkey throw-in.
Nejla Gungur-Kuras, good coaching pedigree, 10 years in and around the men's clubs in the Turkish Super League, after also doing well the underage girls teams at Turkey. One very good team at under 17 level in particular, and those players coming through. Coming into a side that's just coming up from League C. I guess the first objective is to make yourself hard to beat and hard to score against, which they have done. The next objective is to try and carry that threat at the other end.
Yeah, they're not bad on the ball. They've been decent in possession. They've got some technically good players, well organised behind the ball, and you can see what they're trying to do in possession.
30 minutes in, Ireland with the stronger start, but Turkey decide who'll feel they're getting the upper hand here at the moment. Brosnan clips it out to that far side. Lovely take again from McCabe. Patton again. Mannion. The watchful gaze of her manager. Stapleton. Megan Connolly says, just feed it into me there. She found a lovely little pocket of space. Links it onto Shiva. Lucy Quinn demanding it wide of her. Quinn gets it now from McCabe. Driving inside, Lucy Quinn. Going to have a shot as well. Great effort. And tipped over the crossbar by Akos. But she looked frustrated when she didn't get it first time from Marissa Shiva. And then on receipt from McCabe, really positive this from Lucy Quinn.
Yeah, better play from Ireland. I think that's our first shot on target in the game as well. And Lucy Quinn just does something a bit different, just cuts inside and gets a shot away. And that came from, I think, a positive build-up from our goal kick as well, where Anna Patton played at the corner out to Katie. We kept possession.
Sharp bit of goalkeeping as well from Akos, taking no chances up and over her crossbar. 53rd cap tonight, an experienced netminder. And 3 of the heavy hitters clustered together here for the in-swinger from Katie McCabe. Towards that near post. And easily dealt with. Throwing back to Megan Connolly. Mannion and Lucy Quinn. What about the cross? Instead goes short. Gets it back once more. That's not the ball she was looking for, over the head of Shiva. Already in the group the effect that a half-time whistle can have, certainly in that game over in Greece. Ireland much changed side in the second half with a couple of astute substitutions. Shiva being one, McCabe being the other. It's tidied up by Chal. 2 players down here, and the referee is going to have to bring a halt to it.
I think Shiva and Peckel just collided. Shiva actually catches Peckel on the way down, but I think she's probably making the most of it.
Wrap on the shin, it seems, for Malachi Peckel. Chance just for the respective management teams and coaching staffs now to get a little bit of words and advice across.
Yeah, Des, I think it's been even Stevens enough at times. Ireland have had moments to get forward but resorted to one long opportunity. I think we've failed to really get in behind them. Dropped off a little bit, gave Turkey possession, which I think is okay as well, but when it comes into our area I think we need to be more aggressive to win it back and then counter-attack and get forward.
Turkey's 2 home games so far, both ending a 0-0. 1-0 against Greece, the Elif Keskin goal. And just a 1-0 defeat to Slovenia. So maybe no surprise to see the scoreline as it is. 10 minutes to go in this first half. Bulgarian referee just making sure all's in readiness to get us underway again. Certainly if Ireland can get the win to take it, they got one.
Denise was going to stay on her feet there anyway at all costs. She does really, really well to win the ball back, and that's one of her strengths in the game. Just drives into the space and has fouled twice on her way down.
So Shivalek has been booked. I think Abrahamson might have gotten away with the first one. The left back cautioned, something that will be noted no doubt by Abby Larkin. We've seen Jessie Stapleton strength in the air from a couple of deliveries already. There's the skipper looking in her direction again. Larkin trying to provide Connolly with a little bit of room to attack this one. Big cluster of players right there together, referee with plenty to keep an eye on. McCabe, plenty of air on this one. Stapleton is the target, wins her header again, up and over Hanchar. You see Quinn back with Aoife Mannion, and now all the way back to Brosnan. Sent long, Abrahamson up to Big Patton. An excellent ball out to the far side, Peckel. Faced up by Stapleton, she's got runners as well. Peckel all the way across to this near side. Mirai Jin went for goal, Patton makes the save, ball still there. Turn goalwards again, and Ireland with enough bodies to block the effort of Topchu. A close run thing, a brilliant ball out to the right to Peckel, got the move in motion, and Brosnan forced into action.
Yeah, it's probably the best chance of the game, isn't it? And a good ball out here wide as well, and right across, and Courtney Brosnan's there to save it, and then we have to get bodies in around it. Good block by Aoife Mannion in the end.
She was there on a couple of occasions, Aoife Mannion. Crucially there on that second one.
Yeah, Shin was a danger there as well, and I think Katie and Kay McCabe and Aoife Mannion got caught out on the same side.
Jivalek's corner off the head of Anna Patton, and Larkin this set off here. Inside towards Sullivan, back towards Larkin again. Excellent early ball that. Shiva turns it on to Barris. Peckel right there with her. And at the end of it all, just a throw in for Ireland.
Yeah, Peckel back defending. now, and good little bit of play down the right-hand side to switch it out by Abby Larkin. And Amber wins the free kick, or the throw-in.
And it's into Barrett, to link up with Shiva. Lifted away by Jin. And Sharp is driven through that gap. Not much of a gap between Connolly and Stapleton. Has to wait for support now to arrive. Oh, she'd done the hard work, then passes straight to O'Sullivan.
Yeah, it looked like a tired pass by Hanshaw there, but again you can see Shin really coming forward to join in the attack.
Mannion overruns it. And Mariam Chow sliding it. Sullivan on the move. Abrahamson stepping off. Katie McCabe left-footed. Oh, she'd have fancied that one. Diving to palm away Akos. First time she's popped up edge of the penalty area in open play. And draws the save, Katie McCabe.
Yeah, the game's really started to open the last 5 minutes, Des, and great vision by Denise O'Sullivan. Pull it back, Katie McCabe has time and just tries to curl it in to the right-hand side of the goalie, and she makes a good save. Good chance for Ireland.
Almost marking her 97th cap with a 30th goal there. Connolly on the dead ball delivery again. Short option there if she wants it. Likely won't. Goalkeeper palms it. It comes to McCabe. And Akos got across again. Or was it Sheikha? Her body's flashing across that ball as it was smashed goalwards by Katie McCabe.
Yeah, I think it was Akos that made the key save there, and that's a big moment in this game. Good delivery into the back post. She gets a touch on it and gets back in across the goal, and it was actually
Sheikha on the line.
Sheikha on the line that saves it. Great goal line defending.
Well, that's twice now she's done it. Once in Tala, and again perfectly positioned Bussem Sheikha to clear one off the line in Istanbul.
Yeah, because Akos goes and punches it away and is out of position, and she covers the goal really well.
Some goalkeepers want one on each post, some don't want anyone, some one on one post. She knows her job, she's done it well again. Here is Barrett, so strength on the end line. Chances starting to come now as the half goes on. Mannion to Connolly. Megan Connolly again. Mannion touches it inside. Chal barrelling into the back of Anna Patton. Just her 15th cap, but ever since her debut against France, she's grown in stature. Anna Patton. Jivalek. Shiva. Jivalek into the back of O'Sullivan. And there again, Jivalek takes it back from Jin. Nice hand charge chase again, tidied up by O'Sullivan. Packel is quick. Closing on Brosnan, who kept her composure. Stapleton, risky one into Connolly, who was coming under pressure either side of her. Chance for McCabe to survey her options towards Lucy Quinn. She carrying sharply. Takes it inside, no one in red there. Picked up by Mannion. Picks a good ball out to O'Sullivan. Immediately the touch to turn and find Larkin. Barrett on the move here. Goalkeeper advances, Amber Barrett. Angle tightening, and Akos makes the save. Swiftly worked one into the other. Excellent from Denise O'Sullivan again. But Akos standing her ground.
Yeah, you can see the space there now, Des. Great ball by Denise. She turns and swivels into Abby Larkin. Perfectly timed pass. I think Amber Barrett's touch just takes her a little bit too wide, and she's not able to get it back in and around. And Akos and goal had some really key moments in the last 10 minutes or so to keep her team in the game.
She's had a good first half. At least one to be added on. A few stoppages first half. Ireland might have been thinking there may have been more. Final chance it looks like now. Fourth corner of this half. Connolly to take, stands it right onto Stapleton's head, who just couldn't angle it on target.
Yeah, you can see Jessie Stapleton's the target from all the set pieces, and we know how good Megan Connolly and Katie McCabe's deliveries can be. Any causes in no hurry here now to take this, just giving her team a moment to regroup and get to half-time.
A few shifts in momentum in this first half. No goals, but both sides have had their periods in the ascendancy. Into stoppage time in Ljubljana. Slovenia closing in on that 3 points there, leading 2-0, but no goals in Istanbul. Strong start from Ireland and strong finish to the half. Akgos called into action on a couple of occasions, and one good clearance off the line from Boussem Sheker. A few threats at the other end as well, though. Courtney Brosnan having to be on her mettle. But at half-time, it's Turkey 0, the Republic of Ireland 0. And we'll get the first half thoughts of Niamh and Rihanna Whitmarie when we return.
Ireland are starting to settle into the game, but plenty still to do in Turkey. It was the home side, though, who had the best chance of the first half. A big let-off for Ireland. It's 0-0 in Istanbul. Rihanna, it's been one of those games where it's hard really to see much between the two sides, and when you think about the difference in the rankings, it's hard to believe that Ireland have struggled a bit out there.
Yeah, for a period of time, I actually think Turkey were the better team. They had us under a little bit of pressure. I think once again we were sloppy in possession, turning the ball over silly and offering up opportunities to them. Now I think we recovered in the last 5 or 10 minutes of the half. We probably got our better chances just before the break.
Niamh, we did highlight how Ireland were sloppy, as Rihanna said, in possession before the game. They don't seem to have learned a huge amount, though, from the last few games. What do you think is the problem?
I think it's maybe just taking care of possession when we need to, and I think a lot of our own problems again have been caused in the build-up here. We just see some sloppy, loose play from the back, and it's putting ourselves under pressure. And I mean, these are basics, really. Just there's no pressure, there's no excuse for giving the ball away in these circumstances. And yeah, we've caused our own problems again at times, and just being sloppy in those situations, turning the ball over when it's you're working so hard to regain it, and again, playing out from the back, we've put ourselves under pressure here from a high press from Turkey, and it's sloppy and it's disrupting rhythm, and then it's also giving Turkey, those opportunities when we really don't need to be giving them easy opportunities as we have done.
Yeah, Rihanna, there was some positivity, though, towards the end of the half, and Ireland were starting to create chances, finally, almost, though.
Yeah, I think they found a bit of rhythm towards the end. You can see here Lucy Quinn picks up the ball on the outside. She's looking for an option centrally, and she decides to take the strike on herself, and the keeper does well to knock it over. This is kind of a half chance for Amber, but knowing her standards and what she expects of herself, she'll be disappointed that she didn't connect with it. This one drops to Katie edge of the box, and she'll be disappointed that she didn't stick that top corner. I think that's the first time that we've seen herself and Denise combine, and the defender does very well here to clear it off the line. We spoke about Abby before the game, and Amber making those runs into the channel, and she'll be very disappointed with that first touch. It takes her too wide, and she's unable to get set then. And we know that we can be threatening from set pieces, and Jessie Stapleton will be a bit disappointed that she didn't connect better with that.
I'd imagine as well, Niamh, that Carla Ward won't be too happy at half-time, and a lot of it will probably be because Turkey have troubled Ireland quite a lot of times.
Yeah, I mean, they show they can play, obviously, on the left with Hanchar up through the middle, and on the left-hand side in particular, they've been dangerous and threatening, and yeah, we can't afford to give them easy opportunities. And again here, Aoife Mannion's in a position, she probably needs to not let that ball go in behind her, and we're lucky there wasn't a penalty given away. Jessie Stapleton ends up clipping their 9 in the box, and again, this is probably one of the best opportunities of the half. Courtney parries into a dangerous area, and it's good defending from Aoife Mannion to stop what is a goal-bound effort. So yeah, the Turkey have shown that they're dangerous, and yeah, we have to be aware of that.
Rihanna, Caitlin Hayes has been put through her paces in Istanbul at the moment. Why do you think that there is so much disjointedness at the back?
Yeah, I think Niamh spoke about it beforehand. I think we're just playing ourselves into difficult situations, trying to overplay, but also being sloppy in possession means that we're wide open then, because we're trying to be expansive, we're trying to get players in positions that we can exploit the Turkey. And I think that when we turn the ball over sloppily, we're allowing them spaces, we're giving them the spaces to play the ball in behind, and we're having to turn and face our own goal. So I think it's all coming down from our own individual play. They're not really breaking us down when we're set. It's more so, as I said, in the transition, like we spoke about before the game as well.
OK, lots to do in the second half, but it's time for another quick break. Second half coming up after these. A couple of pretty significant football matches coming your way on RTE over the next few days. Tomorrow night, PSG and Inter go head-to-head for top European honours. The UEFA Champions League final is on RTE2 and the RTE player from 7 o'clock. And we're back on Tuesday for the Republic of Ireland's crucial final Women's Nations League match. We're live from Cork for Ireland against Slovenia, and that's on RTE2 and the RTE player from 5:30. Well, it's half-time in Istanbul, and it is Türkiye 0, Republic of Ireland 0. A huge second half is needed here, Rihanna. How does Carla Ward get her big players like the Denise O'Sullivans into the game?
I think we just need to be more calm in possession. You know, Denise is always going to pick up those pockets of space when they appear in the midfield, and we just need to be more aware of where they are. I think that we had one or two glimpses of where herself and Katie connected and seemed to be a brighter spark, and I think if we can get that switch between Denise and then out to the right-hand side where we've spoken about, where Abby Larkin can be competitive in those 1v1 situations, that we could get some joy.
Who'll be happier, Niamh? Which manager?
Obviously the Türkiye manager. I mean, it's 0-0 here. They've had some opportunities. They'll be happy. We need to win the game. So, yeah, we've showed glimpses in the last part of that first half. So we need to build on that now and really push forward quicker and break more at pace and commit bodies forward and try and get Denise Sullivan on the ball.
OK, well, look, we're going to find out if there's going to be changes. It looks like Caitlin Hayes is coming on. Let's rejoin our commentary team now, Vanya and Des, to find out.
Yeah, thanks, Marie. Welcome back. So Caitlin Hayes on the way here at half-time, having undergone a rigorous warm-up during the break, and it's Aoife Mannion. She is going to be replacing Mannion. He picked up a little bit of a knock. So Caitlin Hayes, now of Brighton, having started the season with Celtic, is in for the second half.
Yeah, and it might be a little bit of adjustment for Caitlin Hayes if she's going to go into that right-back position, but we'll see what happens as the game transpires now. Can't see us shifting our formation. But it's unfortunate for Aoife Mannion, because I think over the course of this campaign she's probably been one of our better players on the ball in regards to decision making.
There would be the possibility of a back three here as well, so let's wait and see if Carla Ward is sticking to her 4 or rejigging things slightly. It does look like the formation will stay the same. So Caitlin Hayes on for her 21st cap, a couple of goals in the 20 that have come to this point. Ireland looking for a goal scorer. 45 minutes left here in Istanbul.
Yeah, and Caitlin Hayes has probably been unfortunate not to be starting off the back of a good previous campaign. So it's an opportunity for her now to get back into the team.
Yeah, she's gone inside right-sided centre-back alongside Jessie Stapleton here, Anna Patton just shifting out to the right-hand side. Katie McCabe remains at left back.
Yeah, I think that's something that the girls spoke about at half-time, is just their quality in playing out from the back, and Jess Stapleton just misplaces the passing. It's Katie McCabe, and we concede possession in our own half. For me, Des, I think that Rihanna and Niamh Fahey said it at half-time that we need to try get Denise O'Sullivan on the ball.
Alan Mahon there as well. The Ireland assistant manager out issuing some instructions. Katie McCabe closed down by Topchu. We've seen Anna Patton from centre half of the last few games in the group. Happy to carry that ball out again, so she might get more opportunities to get forward from right back.
Yeah, she's a good ball playing centre half there, so I think she'll be able to adapt to that right back role.
A scrappy opening 90 seconds in the second half as both sides look to find their rhythm again. Amber Barrett able to keep it with her, and then fouling Chiquer. played in a few positions, club and international level, but going from winger to full-back, you've done that, haven't you?
Do you want to go there, Des? Yeah, I scored in one game and then I ended up left back for Megan Campbell. She went off injured, so don't think I ever got out of there since.
This is just that little mindset shift when you have to go from being an attacking winger to defending against an attacking winger. She's done a good job tonight, Shikar, so far. Here on the other side is Jivelek. Jean push back. Chal is the option now. Topchu goes and dispossessed by Megan Connolly. To go early for Amber Barrett. Good cover from Abrahamson. Megan Connolly on it again. Patton. One for Larkin to chase. Chal has the head start. Support inside from Abrahamson. Between them looking for a route out here. Jin. Back with Abrahamson again. Found themselves in some tight situations in the game, but backed themselves on the ball to play their way out. They've managed to do so again. Up to Hanshaw, lovely touch. Stapleton right at her back. Pekar making up ground on this near side. Squared inside Hanshaw, here's the chance, and there's the goal. 3 minutes into the second half. Well, she provided a lovely, delicate touch on the halfway line, Hanshaw. She set her teammate free on the far side, and then she pops up at the end of the move to hammer it beyond Courtney Brosnan. It's just Turkey's second goal in the group, and it is a big one. The Republic of Ireland trail in Istanbul.
That's a poor goal for Ireland to concede. A good goal for Turkey. Good play by them, but we went to counter press and didn't manage to win the ball back in their half, and some intricate little bit of play, some nice triangles. Level it, their left back into Hanshaw, a little one around the corner, and Hanshaw then again to get on the end of it, and you could just see the space. Little one outside of her right foot. They drive into the space, and Hanshaw is the hungry to get back into the box, and she wins the ball and slots it home beautifully. But again, I think you probably have to question our organisation behind the ball when the rest of the team go and counter press, and that we just don't have good counter control.
It's a 7th senior international goal for Kader Hanshaw, given the nod to start tonight, and she has justified that with the goal. Very well taken.
Hate to say it, Des, but you could kind of see it coming. They probably had the better chances in the first half.
And now Ireland having to show some character to work their way back into this, and just looking at that group, win here for Turkey, if it was to be that, would get them to 6 points. And their final game away to bottom of the table Greece. Ireland's final game at home to top of the table Slovenia. They leave here beaten, and a chance for Turkey ultimately, the final round of games, to end up in the same amount of points. Then we go to the head-to-head and to the head-to-head goal difference. And it gets very tight, very edgy indeed.
This is a big challenge now for the players. Carla Ward, what are we going to do? I think you can see Ciara Caruso warming up there with intent. Don't think it'll be long till we see her coming onto the pitch. Now we need to really, really take this game to Turkey.
Topchu, yellow card for her tangle with Katie McCabe. If you're asked to move and you don't move, and you're asked again and you still don't move, you can't argue with that yellow card. And Megan Connolly. And she ran one on the money here. It's not a bad looking delivery. Clayton Hayes and Anna Patton between them challenging for it. I wonder about the Turkish approach now as well, having gotten themselves in front. Do they push for a second? Do they guard their lead? Shikar. Industrious Chal, lovely ball swept right hand side for Pekel. McCabe wins the tackle, just taking the blow to the face and doing so. Switch of play again finds Mirai Jin. Backing up Patton into the penalty area. Jin sets it for Jivelek. Here comes the cross. Hanshaw looking to attack it. and looking to get a second bite at it as well. Ireland scrambling, but scrambling offensively, and it's away by Hayes. Sheikha wins the throw-in off Lucy Quinn. Ireland having to be vigilant there. It was a good ball in from Jivelek, and physical presence of Hanchar causing problems again.
Yeah, Shivalek's done really well down that left-hand side. They've been a real threat down there, and Megan Connolly goes well to get back in and around the ball. We managed to scramble it away.
The triangles here. There goes Sheikha. Showing the winger side to her game. Taking Turkey in an advanced position here. And having conceded that goal, just having to dig in defensively now. Make sure the damage doesn't get any deeper. Short to Topchu. Uses her body well to fend off the pressure from Shiva. Abrahamson. She's put too much on that one. Straight to Courtney Brosnan. McCabe. Pickle again working hard to get goal side. Ball is for the run of O'Sullivan. Gilbeen Woods taking no chances.
And you can see Katie McCabe's trying to look forward every time she gets on the ball, trying to pick out and connect with Lisa Sullivan.
Sullivan gliding into the penalty area. Lucy Quinn. It's charged down by Turkoglu. And Quinn suffocated and smothered in possession, and now Turkey look to break. Pakel. 6-1 looking to go in behind Caitlin Hayes. Offside flag up anyway for the run of Mirai Jin.
Yeah, Jin had run offside. I think Anna Patton knew she was offside. She got in on the wrong side of her.
Can Ireland find a response to the concession of that goal? McCabe forced back to Stapleton. Now Hayes. We had another attacking threat on set pieces as well. Caitlin Hayes, very good goal scoring record when she was with Celtic. Here's Larkin, positive, driving on. O'Sullivan will let fly here, cross shot that well, neither Barrett nor Lucy Quinn could get on the end of.
Better from Abby Larkin and Lisa Sullivan linking up, and that's a dangerous ball across the box, and just needs someone hungry enough just to get in on the end of it.
Gauze will take as much time as she's allowed here. Decides to go short to Huz. Sheikha, good touch and a ball that was zipped to her. Chal back to Akos again. Shiva. Header picked up by Sheikha. Chal, who's been impressive in that midfield and shows her passing range again. Left foot and right. She is providing. On goes Jivelek once more, and Larkin forced to defend. And Turkey in that position now where they can look to break when Ireland push numbers forward. Chal's distribution has been on the money.
Yeah, and Turkey are going to be in no rush here now from restart. It's going to be up to Ireland now to have the quality and the tempo in possession.
Jin pinning Abby Larkin. Larkin back for more though. She's done well there. A huge 35 minutes now for Carla Ward. Certainly doesn't want to go into a position where we're going from chasing promotion to potentially a playoff to avoid relegation.
Yeah, Des, you'd like to think there'll be some substitutions coming on now soon, fresh legs.
I mentioned Ciara Carusa, Emily Murphy is there, Saoirse Noonan. Erin Healy is the wild card that we don't know what she's done in training in terms of forcing the hand maybe of Carla Ward to throw her in for a debut. Caitlin Hayes. To go long. Too much on that for Larkin. Jivalek. It's plenty in her throw-in. Forward by Patton. And ball given. This is where Ireland have to maintain their composure. Turkey killing the game at every opportunity.
Yeah, it's key for Ireland not to get frustrated now, I think, Des, when they're trying to slow it down and be really switched on when the ball goes back into play.
Just to confirm, Slovenia did wrap up a 2-0 win against Greece. Perfect group for them so far. Another clean sheet, just 1 goal conceded, 5 wins out of 5. Next up for them, that trip to Cork on Tuesday. As it stands, they'll be heading there as group winners. Can Ireland change that narrative? McCabe gliding on the inside. I think other times her challenge well. Turkoglu. Steals it out from the middle again. Back up. It's on her left, slides it across the edge of the penalty area, looking for a hand shot. Pass picked off by Hayes. Now Shiva. Larkin. Could dance her way beyond Jivalek again. Fullback recovers. Gets it to Chell. Turkey back in possession. Chell. She and Topçu certainly controlling it for Turkey. And now Topçu, that big switch again. Jim caught offside. Really didn't need to be. Plenty of space out there with Patton tucking in.
Yeah, but Des, you can see what they're trying to do. Topçu's really starting to control the midfield, pull the strings, link up from the defence into the forward.
Changes aplenty. 3 it looks like on the way. Saoirse Noonan, Emily Murphy as well as down there, and Ciara Carusa. So Abby Larkin's gone, Marissa Shiva's gone. Carla Ward looks to get as many goal scorers on the pitch as she can. Amber Barrett off as well.
We're going to go to a front two now with Ciara Carusa. Saoirse Noonan up top.
Carla Ward has done is given these 3 plenty of time to affect the game now. A half hour plus. Noonan, who has been so prolific for Celtic this season.
Yeah, it looks like Ciara Carusa just dropping into that attacking midfield role that Marissa Shiva was in.
Carusa got the winner against Turkey in the opening game, scored in Greece as well. Stapleton. Hayes into the channel. Noonan on the move. Here is Murphy. A couple of decent cameos off the bench already. Emily Murphy, Denise O'Sullivan. Early for Lucy Quinn. Decision time now for Quinn. Back in on her right-hand side, O'Sullivan. Turkey with numbers back. Ireland trying to find that space. Patton, good-looking cross in the header. Well, just too straight at the goalkeeper. Akos from Ciara Carusa. Plenty of attacking threats in there now for any deliveries into the Turkish penalty area.
Absolutely, I think it's balls in the box time, isn't it? Saoirse Noonan and Ciara Carusa in there. We know how prolific they are in the air. Just doesn't manage to get enough on it either. But that all started by Megan Connolly just punching the ball into Denise O'Sullivan, and we were able to go and attack from there.
Hayes wins the header. Under pressure from Turkoglu, and then a foul by Jin. After an impressive first half, just struggling to get into it in the second. This would be a notable win for Turkey were they to get it.
Still time, Des. We need to just keep wearing them down. giving them something to think about at the back. Get that ball forward earlier now with the players that we have up there.
Not enough on that from Jessie Stapleton. Picked off by Pekel. He's giving it straight to McCabe, though bends one in behind Gulbeen Huz. Noonan on the run. Ball in, nobody gambling though on getting there. She's made a bright start, Saoirse Noonan. Up the right hand side, then running the left channel. Top two, backing herself in possession. Taking too much out of it. Katie McCabe has a look. Noonan heading for the penalty spot. It was a vital header from Abrahamson to deny it coming through to her. And a Patton stepping forward, caught it brilliantly, but straight at Abrahamson. She's come up with two big defensive moments there. Sejde Abrahamson, who was an injury doubt, a serious injury doubt coming into this game, but showing her worth there. Murphy a little too aggressive.
Yeah, I think she played for that. Cleverlick and smart. She's a little tug of the jersey and goes down. Wins her team a free kick. We can see just Katie McCabe getting forward there. Forward passing to Saoirse Noonan. Goes, wins the ball back, bursts into space. Get the ball in the box. Keep getting the ball in the box. We go win second phase, out the edge of the box. Get shots on target. I don't think we did enough of that in the first half and in the previous game against Greece.
So we've got Emily Murphy on the right, Lucy Quinn on the left, Saoirse Noonan supported by Ciara Carusa through the middle. Almost an attacking line of four up top now for Carla Ward. Of course, it's a couple of goals that they're chasing, providing they keep Turkey out at the other end. Jivelek continuing her throwing again. Murphy, Newcastle United quite able to link up. Stapleton and McCabe getting in a tangle. Here's the hard running Pekel. Trying to win something. Katie McCabe recovers. Now looks for a ball out. The work rate of Pekel again. Back goal side and now backing up her fullback.
Yeah, she's been very good and effective out on that right hand side. Both wingers actually, and Shane as well. Anytime there's a counter attack at the moment, they're up quick to support Hanshaw up top.
She's getting her breather now. We saw her play up front in Tala. A lot of running with very little possession. And who's very much from the category of no-nonsense defending. Can Ireland break this obdurate defence down? Carusa shows her strength, still going, Ciara Carusa. Chal eventually in her way, Katie McCabe. A little nibble there from Sheikare. Crossed it up towards the back. And Jivelek with the latest big defensive effort from a Turkish point of view. I just wonder though, Katie McCabe, was she just clipped inside the penalty area?
Yeah, it does. It wouldn't be like Katie McCabe not to go down if she did feel a clip, to be honest, but she does really well to get to the end line. Just hang ones up back post and we get a corner kick for it. Much better for Ireland, starting to ask tricky questions, putting them under pressure, giving that back four something to do.
Penning Turkey in now, and still over a quarter this to go. Ireland on the move from the back post. Akgaw's terrific goalkeeping made that hers. 5-6 Ireland players converging on her. Captain's armband, she brings up a calming presence. She's been big at one end. Hanchard's come up with a big moment at the other. Launched by Akguz. Big header from Hayes, flicked on by Carusa, then it's Noonan. Seen Carla Ward through the game so far, like to maintain possession. We even saw it in the first half, plenty of touches for Patton and Stapleton as it was, but a little more direct it seems now second half, particularly with big targets to hit up there.
Yeah, absolutely. Saoirse Noonan and Ciara Carusa up there should be looking to get the ball up there, let Ciara Carusa hold it up, get the ball wide, get balls into the box and get players up to support from behind and just don't let it out. And I think Katie in the second half has been the most forward-thinking player from that left-back position.
Hayes gets it wide to Emily Murphy. Carusa on the move. Abrahamson goes with her. Managed to keep it in place somehow on the end line, Ciara Carusa, and win the corner.
Yeah, Ciara Caruso did very well there. It looked like the ball could have been out 2 or 3 times. Big opportunity now from Ireland. We know how threatening we are from these set pieces, and Caitlin Hayes is obviously on the pitch now. Caitlin Hayes, Jess Stapleton and Anna Patton.
McCabe goes short, Caruso. Turkey caught sleeping. Good angle from McCabe round the back. He's won the header, but under pressure. The team backing into her, just couldn't control it. It's a long time for Turkey to have to dig in. They're going to freshen things up now with a couple of changes, one of whom is Elif Keskin. Because a lot of problems for Ireland down the right-hand side, back in Tala. Mirai Jin is the first one to make way.
Yeah, it's not a bad substitution to be able to make, and Jin has had a really, really good game as well. I think it's probably just fatigue as a factor. We spoke earlier about how quick she was to get back and get connected defending and to support the attack as well when Hansher got on the ball.
And also coming on, the masked figure of Arzu Karabulut. So 2 attacking players on. Pakel has given her all, no more to give. She's emptied the tank out there. Karabulut, who had that very late chance in Tala to grab a leveller, and saw it trickle agonisingly wide. 34 years of age now, still an important part of this squad. And she's going to get the final quarter here. Noonan. Abrahamson stood off, and as it turned out, proved to be the right decision. Here is Chal. Certainly been one of the top performers tonight, Mariam Chal. She's won her side the free kick here.
Yeah, Chal and top queue in midfield there have been brilliant, just sitting in front of that back four, just orchestrating things going forward. In the build-up to that moment where Saoirse Noonan got on the ball, it was a great forward pass by Caitlin Hayes, but we need to do better then when we get into the final third.
Be pacing a little anxiously down in the Irish technical area now. Cornelia Kouras should be wishing the time away, and certainly hoping that there's no damage here for Chal. Represented Germany up to under-19 level. Mariam Chal, having been born there and come through at Hoffenheim. Technically very good. And as for Keskin, she brings that direct approach. This is the goal again. Jivelek did really well not to take the shot on. Squared it across. Lovely first touch, and the second not bad either. The game's biggest moment so far. Just over 20 to go. And Ireland in danger here. Jivelek volleyed away by Stapleton. By Caruso, that might break for Noonan. I think both she and Hus went in with stud showing. It's Hus who's come off worse. The referee will have to decide between what's genuine and what's a little bit of gamesmanship now. Hus, as we've seen over the 2 games, is a tough character. All played forward, stretch, and a vital touch from Jivelek. Played forward to Caruso. Spins sharply, but turned into Chal. Now Turkoglu. Keskin running ahead of her. Turkoglu just shoved off it by Megan Connolly, who's claiming shoulder to shoulder. This is where they have to keep their heads. These moments will come now with Turkey in front.
Yeah, just don't get frustrated. I think Turkoglu did really well there in possession to keep the playing. You can see the hunger at Kessin trying to get forward.
And here comes Megan Campbell. And the long throw with it. Keskin inside to Hanchar. Put in there from Stapleton. Keskin uses her body well against Lucy Quinn, but then likewise McCabe. Can Ireland find that surge of energy now? Difficult time in the season, of course, for the players who finished up their campaigns, but it's the same for both teams. He's on to Patton and back again. Now this will come to Hanshaw. Brosnan scurrying back towards her goal. One option to hit on the inside, and that was Turkoglu. Hanshaw looking a little weary herself now. McCabe inside to Megan Connolly. Carusa deep, zips that one out to Emily Murphy. Positive here, taking on Jivelek. Support arriving now in the penalty area. Lovely pick out. Here's Megan Connolly. Here comes the cross towards the back, away by Boussam Shiker. And now Keskin inside to Hanshaw. Nicks it beyond Hayes. And then left an arm out, maybe a little uncertain as to where Stapleton was on the cover, but the referee said there needed to be more contact than that for Hanshaw to get her free kick.
Yeah, I think you alluded to it earlier, Des. The Hanshaw's getting tired. I think she might have played that one, knew she was never going to get on the end of it.
Turkey have a player down. Ireland well within the rights to play on. McCabe away from Keskin. Here comes the latest cross that Turkey have to deal with, and Abrahamson does. Top chew. He's looking for a free kick. It's not there though. O'Sullivan. Quinn. And then turned by Megan Connolly. Hayes, nice ball into the feet of Carusa. Murphy drops the shoulder. Excellent work from Emily Murphy. Here's the latest cross. Up in the air from O'Sullivan. And a hasty clearance has gone flying behind from Cara Bulut. And now it's time for Megan Campbell. She's replacing Lucy Quinn, so Katie McCabe, you would imagine, to push further forward.
Yeah, Des, and we're only speaking about a half-time, maybe. It would be an option to push Katie McCabe on. We've no other natural left-sided players, left-sided wingers. And I think she started out as a winger as well, and we know she can dribble and make things happen. And obviously with the strength now, Megan Campbell coming on with her throw-in.
That's 5 changes made by Carla Ward. A little bit of attention required for the goal scorer.
She looks out on her feet, Des, to be honest.
She's had a big game. First touch set her up beautifully, then through the legs of Jessie Stapleton, and Brosnan couldn't get there. So 3 changes in reserve. We'll make one of them here. So Hanshaw is off to an ovation from the home supporters. She's done her bit now, hoping her teammates can see this through to the victory.
Yeah, she's had a great game. Hanshaw hasn't been a threat in the box constantly and took her goal very well.
And it's Melike Öztürk on for her 10th senior cap in her first appearance in this group stage. Now between the corner deliveries and the impending Campbell long throw-ins, Ireland make one or more of these situations count. McCabe, Turkey again, left it 2-on-1 out there. McCabe drills it in. Oh, it broke off Patton. Could have gone anywhere. But tragically, from an Ireland point of view, didn't go in the net.
Yeah, that was a big chance, I think. I think Anna Patton didn't really expect it to land at her feet there, and clever little play, and one just drilled in across the box and just bounces off her and goes wide.
Turkey seemed so preoccupied with the threats in the box. They left the 2-on-1 out there, and Katie McCabe and Anna Patton almost took advantage. That cause has gotten her warning for time wasting. 14 plus added time left for Ireland to dig this one out of the fire. Forward by Patton, who's with the defensive header. Piece is picked up by Denise O'Sullivan. Big tackle coming in from Shiker, who celebrates as she did that clearance off the line in the first half. Real wholehearted operator. But now she's realised what's on the way. Megan Campbell has got a bit of room as well in terms of the run-up. Huge distance on that. Dropping in the penalty area, hooked away by Turkoglu. With an Irish head can make first contact when the ball comes in. It will be chaos in there. Lovely delicate touch that from Megan Connolly. Carusa driving at the heart of the defence. Options to her right hand side, including Anna Patton. Katie McCabe looking to lift it, and that has come off Shikare, who's taken one in the face and out for another Ireland corner.
Yeah, there's lots of space to exploit there. I think Susan Noonan made a great run out to the right hand side, and Katie McCabe gets on it. Looked like she was just trying to hang one up, and Shikare takes one for the team.
I don't think there's any gamesmanship there. Flush in the face for Bussem Shikare. Another one who's shown up well for the host tonight. Megan Connolly to deliver once more an 8th Ireland corner. And Shikare brushed off any ill effects there to head away at the near post. Another dangerous ball in. Goalkeeper got a second bite of it.
Good ball in by Megan Connolly, just right in on top of the keeper, and will only take the depth of touches to hit the back of the net.
And a Patton getting across her eye line to get that one right. Selda Akos. And still the seconds ebb away. Turkey hanging on to this 1-0 lead. Megan Campbell stealthily making ground down this left-hand side. Patton and Noonan towards that near post area. Hurled in once more. It's come off a Turkish head. Oh, it's gone in, an own goal. Is it the unfortunate Shikare? Well, Ireland will take a goal from anyone and any type of goal, and it's the Megan Campbell long throw-in. Once it goes in there, as we said, it's chaos. And this time, well, Turkey in their efforts to deal with it only succeeded in looping it in beyond Selda Akos, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Shikare, but you keep putting the ball into the right area, keep putting them under pressure, keep asking them questions. She just flicks it in over her own goalie's head. And a much needed goal for Ireland.
And now with all these attacking players on the pitch, a chance for Ireland to go and win it. And Turkey defended so resolutely, and you would feel for Shikare. She's had a fine game. Just one of those moments where she felt she had to head it, and just saw it agonisingly loop over her goalkeeper and in. It gives Ireland now 10 minutes plus added time to find a winner. Noonan tried to release Carusa. Just a reminder, a win, the only possible outcome for Ireland to have a chance to win the group on Tuesday. Megan Campbell all the way across from left back for another throw-in. Not as much on-field space this time, but she'll arc that run up, get as much momentum into it as she can. Turkish supporters getting in her ear on the far side. Heavily populated penalty area. Headed away. And that time by Abrahamson. That time enough for the first time. Cara Balut didn't give it up. Ireland have it back again by the retreating Stapleton. Campbell. Impressive footwork. Here is Carusa. Noonan, a hand up at the back of the penalty area, wants the cross to come. Emily Murphy, there's Chal. Tired looking clearance though, Hayes. Does Ireland look to increase the pressure again? Carusa, headed away by Hughes. It's always going to be a long time. Most of the second half for Turkey to hang on to that 1-goal lead. How much energy have they got to go the other way? Looking for that big switch all the way across to Keskin. He ends up fouling McCabe.
Yeah, McCabe recovered well into a good position there.
Keskin certainly knew what she was doing there. Now the Irish captain to get away. Eda Karatash to come in. She replaces Ajay Turkoglu. So more defensive change this one. Karatash of Galatasaray in for her 26th cap.
Yeah, she's on for an attacking midfielder, a defensive midfielder in just to sit in front of that back line. Try and nullify Ireland.
McCabe arrows that one towards the back. Oh, and the header from Saoirse Noonan was not a million miles away. Great service from Katie McCabe. Saoirse Noonan with that strength to attack it at the back post. And it's all the Republic of Ireland here down the stretch. Katie McCabe right up there now. Abrahamson strong in the air as we've seen tonight. Noonan did well just to get the lean on. Just couldn't place the header where she wanted to.
Yeah, it's a good ball into a good area, and I think Abrahamson just did enough to put Saoirse Noonan off getting good contact on it.
Referee's finally had enough of the eating up the clock from Turkey. Akgöz gets her yellow card. So the group as it stands would have Slovenia on 15, Ireland on to 10, Turkey on to 4. Which would mean the group would be decided before the final day. Ireland need the winner. McCabe hunted down by Sheik Kerr. Lovely little nutmeg by Katie McCabe, and on she goes. Tries to feed it into the run of O'Sullivan. Mariam Chal, she's everywhere. Putting out fires for Turkey here.
Yeah, a good position for Ireland to win another throw-in. Put this Turkey defence under more pressure.
Seems to be asking Chalice why she had to be the one deep in that penalty area to make that tackle. Abrahamson picking up Carusa. Ethan Campbell ensuring she's got everyone where she wants in there. Flatter angle this time. Look at the distance on that one. Away by Huz. First on it, Megan Connolly. Skips away from the first tackle. Ball in towards Noonan and Stapleton. Turkey survive. Here is Chal. Again, doesn't waste a pass. And a chance to release Cara Balut down this side. And cross on the cover, Emily Murphy. Keskin. She cares, still with the energy to get forward. Keskin, seen off by Campbell. Turkey, it seems like a long, long time since they've been down this end of the pitch. Such has been Ireland's second half dominance since the goal. She cares, dug out across there. Here is Topchu. Good work by Murphy and Connolly to make sure there was no gap for Topchu to get a shot away. Well capable from that range. Gulbin Huz. Chal, lovely take and turn again. Looks out towards that far side. Important header away that from Patton. Murphy. Ball forward, Abrahamson. Right into the back of Noonan. Touch tight those centre halves in both games. McCabe anticipating a loose touch, and it came from Abrahamson. Now the yellow card, and that will give Turkey a little bit of respite. Chal, the one who's picked up the knock again. Looked like a foul on McCabe initially.
Yeah, it looks unfortunate for Katie McCabe. Senior had to do a lot more to get a yellow card.
Asking the referee to keep Turkey moving here. 3.5 minutes, and they'll hope a decent amount to be added on. Abrahamson gets a little underneath that one, allows Stapleton to come and attack it. Megan Connolly Strong work on that far side by Emily Murphy again. And she's got the throw in. Behind that, finished up that college career in the US, Emily Murphy, to arrive at England's northeast back at the start of the year.
A lot of frustration there from Shal. Gets herself a yellow card.
She's talking about the amount of times she felt she's been fouled and maybe not much done about it. So Megan Campbell set to go again. She might have had a case, Chal, that it could have been her throw-in.
You win some, you lose some sometimes, Des.
And take advantage of that. Short throw option was on. Campbell goes long, flick, tack goes, comes and claims. Confident goalkeeper, always happy to come off her line. And bowls it out to Jivelek. Beluch racing but won't get there. Emily Murphy has popped up in quite a few positions, fills in defensively when Ireland pushed the centre halves forward for the throw-ins. Oh, Topchu almost pinched it away from Megan Connolly, and the chance might still be there. Topchu lining it up and never coming down in time. Ireland living on the edge.
Yeah, Des, I think we're playing ourselves into trouble there. I think we're chasing a goal. We need to get the ball up the pitch. Unfortunately, it sailed over the bar.
23 international goals in her career. Ebru Topchu, not one you want to see it falling to in the 89th minute. McCabe goes direct. Oh, Abrahamson's lost her footing. Here's the chance, it's Murphy, she's buried it. Emily Murphy makes her mark, her first senior international goal. As we said, we'd seen her in fits and starts throughout this group. Whenever she's been on, she's impressed. And that is a terrific finish. Abrahamson, who's hardly put a foot wrong, slipping at the crucial moment, still needed finishing. And how well she did, Emily Murphy. Ireland turning it around late on.
Crucial goal for Ireland, Des. Again, it's Katie McCabe, puts the ball into a really good area, puts them under pressure. Abrahamson slips, and Emily Murphy's there to tuck it home. It's a great finish. Composure, calm, gets a good strike and the ball into the back of the net.
Well, they're celebrating that one in Rathfarnham and in Westport, where her parents hail from. And very much celebrating it down on the Irish bench. That's a huge goal. They've had to show some character. Credit Carla Ward for getting so many attacking players on the pitch with still half an hour to go. It was a bit of a gamble, a bit of a risk, but it has paid off.
I think it was a needs must out, Des, when we found ourselves 1-0 down. It took us to become 1-0 down to actually start playing, getting the ball forward and threaten them. And the goals haven't been pretty, but put the balls into good areas, and that's what we're good at.
Well, she had to weigh up the potential of leaving themselves a little bare at the back and Turkey pinching a second goal, but it's been one-way traffic second half. And all the substitutes used have shown up and made a contribution. None bigger than Emily Murphy there. A cracking finish. Took it first time. Rifled it beyond Akos. And now the narrative changes once more. Still 5 to go, or thereabouts. Murphy racing to get back goal side here. Topchu.
So you get back in behind the ball now and see the game out.
Tass looking for the big switch. And there was no offside either against Keskin. Appreciates the delivery. Didn't quite get herself set for it though. And they've really had to work for this, Sonia.
Yeah, absolutely, Des. I think we found it when we conceded quite frustrating. I think we're probably passing the ball too much just for the sake of passing the ball in front of the opposition. I think we've probably gotten away from what we've been really good at over the last few years. The potential build on being really, really hard to beat. Probably lacked a little bit of aggression out of possession as well, and took us to go 1-0 down to actually start playing, getting the ball forward, getting the ball into them areas.
Terrific hold-up play from Noonan. Murphy's on it again. Thought about driving for goal initially. But even at the tender age of 22, knows what to do in this circumstance. Gets on it again. Trying to win something here. Corner throw-in. But you play to your strengths, don't you, Anya, when the need is greatest. And if Ireland have people who can deliver with the ball at their feet like Katie McCabe, and if they can have the long throw-in of Megan Campbell, if you've got a physical presence up front, you've got to use that, don't you?
Yeah, it's time and time again. I think we've resorted to it. It's got us results. It's got us to a World Cup. But I think the piece that's missing at the moment, we're probably conceding too many goals, conceding too many opportunities as well. So that's an area that I think we really, really need to tighten up in. You can look at all the possession we had in the first half, we had against Greece, but we're not getting enough shots away. We're not asking the defenders enough questions, and you can see what the little bit of pressure then does towards the end of the game when we get our goals.
And here's where it gets nervy. Free kick for Turkey. Lots of players lying just outside the penalty area. Topçu right down the middle. Brosnan thought about coming for it. Patton won a good header. And then that one goes flying over the bar from Öztürk. Always a heart moment when a ball is put into an area where the goalkeeper has the decision to make. Do you step up against a retreating defence? Lots of bodies coming at you. Patton won a very good header. I think what we've seen over the course of the group as well, Anya, is that the gaps are closing, that sides who are lower down the rankings, Turkey, Greece, and in particular, of course, Slovenia, their world ranking doesn't really tell the full story.
Absolutely. For the first 50 minutes of the game, you could say Turkey, 55 minutes of the game, Turkey are well in it, look technically good, defended well, look comfortable in possession and exploited space really, really well in behind Ireland. So you can just see how much the game has grown globally.
Scored a really good goal to get themselves in front, but it looks like, unless there's a late rally here, they will end with defeat. And there was a little bit of contact. Greece's elbow and Philbin Hughes's jawline. Keskin slips it inside. Karabulut, clever step over. Topçu through the first tackle of Murphy. Options to the left. And of all the players you'd expect to be able to execute that pass, Topçu didn't. That breaks off Hayes. Threat is still there. And the shot will be a comfortably taken save for Courtney Brosnan.
Yeah, and I think we are lucky that Topçu couldn't execute that pass because there was two players coming in the outside of Anna Patton.
Well, time almost up. We don't want to jinx anything, but let's get your player of the match on you.
Yeah, look, I think Turkey have been very impressive. I think Secker that obviously scored the own goal as well. But for me, I think Emily Murphy came on, made an impact off the goal. But I think it has to be our captain, Katie McCabe. I think she's led by example. I think she's done what needed to be done in the game, got the ball forward, was direct in her play, and tried to exploit the space in behind and the weak that's in it.
Topçu does pick the pass this time, and Jivelek with a dangerous ball in. Jessie Stapleton a full stretch. Chance again. Topçu! Oh, looking to bend that one just inside the post. And her reaction will tell you she was not a million miles away. Brosnan sprawling. How close was this? Very close. Well, maybe in keeping with the game, it's going right to the end, this one.
Yeah, it's to and fro a little bit throughout the game, Des. Teams dominate, both teams dominating.
The timing of the Emily Murphy goal, always giving Turkey precious little time to react and find their second. Almost on the extra 6 now. All eyes on the Bulgarian referee. And Noonan has played that role to perfection since her introduction. You can't win the ball, win the free kick. And that she's done. Karatash has to retreat now all the way back to the edge of her penalty area.
Yeah, and I think credit to Carla. I think Saoirse Noonan and Keir Cruz is what this game required. Just a bit of physicality up front, just hold the ball up and win free kicks like Saoirse Noonan did.
Just her 6th cap after a debut in 2016. And such was her form for Celtic, there was a clamour for her inclusion. Under the new manager, she's back in, Saoirse Noonan. And Ireland get the job done in Istanbul. They will send this group to the final day But boy, they had to fight for this one. Turkey put it up to them, took the lead to a very well executed goal from Kader Hançar. But then the little bit of luck they needed, the own goal from Shiker off the Megan Campbell throw-in, and then Emily Murphy rifled in a fantastic winning goal in the 90th minute. A nervy moment or two laid on, but Emily Murphy, the match winner, her first goal for Ireland, and it is a huge one. The final score, it's Turkey 1, the Republic of Ireland 2. We head to court now, and that top of the table joust against Slovenia.
Thanks for that, Des and Anya. Well, it is job done for Carla Ward's side. It wasn't pretty, but all roads lead to Páirc Uí Chaoimh. Slovenia still sitting top of the table. Ireland hoping a victory and a better head-to-head against Slovenia on Tuesday will secure that automatic qualification spot. Rihanna, it's not the prettiest looking table. It wasn't the prettiest looking night. It actually probably didn't go to script, did it?
No, absolutely not. But they got the job done at the end of the day. I think that they'll be very disappointed in the manner that they conceded so close after half-time, especially after finishing the first half probably the strongest and having probably the better opportunities, but very sloppy, very sluggish, allowed Turkey to stay in the game, and obviously Turkey were very happy, and it was looking like we were going to roll out the clock without us getting anything on the board.
Yeah, it was quite tense and quite nervy towards the end there, Niamh. But let's have a look at that first goal that was scored by Turkey, and a poor one to concede by Ireland, really.
Yeah, as Rihanna said, we finished the first half really positively, but really sloppy goal to concede, and it comes from we're high pressing, we're on player for player, and then it's a long ball in behind, and at this point there's not much danger, but it's 5 players here, and we've kind of switched off and are gone ball watching, and it's a very easy goal for Turkey to score, and you just see here Katie McCabe is just holding the centre. There's no real danger. She could go across quicker, but it's this late run into the box that we failed to kind of open up our body. Jessie Stapleton doesn't need to drop as deep as she did in that situation, and allows a touch and a finish in the box. So it's organisation when you're on a transition, and we haven't managed that well, and it's quite a sloppy goal to concede.
Yeah, I don't think we've managed that too well throughout this campaign. Lots to discuss and to talk about more coming after this break.